Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a nose job Q&A. Who was my surgeon? Would you ever get anything else done? Pain scale post-op 1 to 10. How much did it cost? Do you regret it? I'm so excited to finally be filming this video. I feel like it's been so long awaited and also really requested ever since I posted my first nose job video, which was kind of like a vlog and experience. Even though I feel like that video was helpful in the sense that I showed everything, like I was so brutally honest and raw with everything that I showed, I didn't actually answer that many questions. So before you watch this, make sure you check out that video. I'll leave a link down below, and also you can click the eye. Check it out, let me know what you think. It's really embarrassing. I look like a dead zombie the whole time, so watch at your own risk. But yeah, like I said, today I'm going to be doing the Q&A. I have another video that I want to film where I show the progress of my nose post-op, like the swelling and everything, but my nose is nowhere near the point that I want it to be before I film that video yet, so I'm gonna leave that for a bit and do this video first instead. So I asked you guys on Instagram for some questions related to my nose job, and I'm gonna be answering a few of them in this video. So without further ado, I think we should get straight into it. If you guys enjoy, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications by clicking the bell, and make sure to head over to my Instagram because I answer so many questions about my nose all the time and stuff over there, and also you just get to see more content from me. So yeah, I think we should get straight into the video. Okay, so the first question is actually a really good question. So someone sent in, why did you get a surgical rhinoplasty rather than filler? I'm debating which one to choose. So for me, like I said in my first video, I did so much research into all of the different options. So for example, there's filler, preservation rhinoplasty, closed, open, all of that. So many different options when it comes to changing the appearance of your nose, and for me I obviously looked into filler because trust me, if I could have fixed what I wanted to with filler, I would have. It's so much easier, even though it doesn't last as long. It usually lasts like 6 months to a year, I think. It would have been so much easier, cheaper, less pain, less just trauma. The thing that I wanted to change about my nose was just the tip. So if you saw in the video, I didn't get anything done to this part of my nose. I just had my tip refined. So you can't do that with filler. I mean, you probably could make it look like it's been refined, but filler makes your nose bigger and just gives the illusion that it's smaller. It doesn't actually make your nose smaller. And I just wanted to refine this bulbous bit here, and you can't do that with filler because the filler would make it bigger. But I did look into filler. I tried to book a consultation with this woman that I saw that was meant to be really good, and then I was just like, you know what, I know this isn't gonna work because I've researched it and everyone's saying that it only really works if you want to change the bridge. So the next person says, do you regret it? I don't regret it, and I want to clarify before I answer anything else that in no way am I trying to promote plastic surgery, because I had a positive, like I didn't have a positive experience, but I had a positive outcome so far. So I don't want that to get confused with me promoting plastic surgery, because it's very serious. It's not something you should just think about lightly. It is a big thing. Like, it's a big deal. Not a big deal, it's like a big thing that you are going to be putting your body through and your mind through, and it's not as simple as there's an insecurity that you maybe don't like, you want to get it changed, you go and get the surgery. Like, there's so much that goes into it, like money, time. It's quite challenging as well in your mental health, because especially I know when I got my cast removed and I looked crazy, that for me was a very weird time. Like, I had to cover every single mirror in my room, every single mirror, like even in the toilet, when I'd go to the toilet at night, I'd have to cover that mirror, because if I looked in the mirror, my heart would just like sink. It's a really long story. I'm going to explain that more in the swelling video, but it's a big thing and I don't want to promote it, but also at the same time, like, I am really happy with it, and I would never have regrets for doing it because I'm really happy with it, and it has affected me in a really positive way. So even though it was a tiny change, it was that tiny change that I knew would make me so much happier with this insecurity of mine. And I don't know, I do want to advocate for, if you are insecure about something, it is your body, you can do whatever you want to make yourself happy, but I am aware I have younger viewers and I don't want to be promoting surgery as like the only option, because trust me, I tried to love my nose for so many years. Oh no, one of my lights just run out of battery. I'm aware that some people come out of it and aren't happy with their nose, or it's botched or not symmetrical. There's loads of different things that can go wrong, but I think I was quite confident in it because I wanted such a natural change that I was very confident that it wasn't going to end up being too like pointed up or too I don't know, too different. Like I always said to her I want it to be so natural, and she was like, I agree, I think it will look best if it's like almost not noticeable. I wanted to keep it looking like my natural nose, but just slightly refined, and that is what I got, so I'm really happy with it. Yeah. Okay, somebody says pain scale post-op 1 to 10. So I feel like it's probably more useful if you watch the video than me trying to answer it on like a scale of 1 to 10, because it is very variable. Like on the first day I was in no pain because I was high off my tits. I was literally loving life. I was like, I'm not even in pain. Like, wow. Like, just my throat hurt, I think. And then day 2 and 3 hit me like a lorry. I was so ill. I'd never been that ill in my life, but that was because of the pain medication that they gave me. It wasn't excruciating pain. Like, I was ill, but I wasn't in like excruciating pain. It was a lot of pressure and a lot of just like, imagine someone's punched you in the nose like a million times, like really, really hard. That's what it felt like. It was pressure and just like almost like a headache, but in your nose. And it did, yeah, it did hurt, but I wasn't really thinking about that. I was more thinking about the fact that I was really ill and I couldn't like move or eat or do anything that I normally do. That was what was like consuming my mind. So I didn't really think about the pain that much. And when I eased off my painkiller because of how ill it made me, I started to feel it more. But at that point I didn't care. I was like, anything to not be on that medication anymore. I'll take it. I'll take the pain. I would have rather not have taken any of those painkillers and just dealt with the pain than not had. Wait, what did I say? I'm confused. I can't remember what I said. Anyway, somebody said I want to get my ears pinned back, but I'm nervous about the anaesthetic. I was really, really nervous about the anaesthetic. Like when they wheeled me into that room, I was literally crying, and she was trying to like talk to me and calm me down. And she was like, where do you want to go traveling? And I was like, Japan, I want to go to Japan. I was literally a state. It basically is just like a tiny, you don't really feel it. Like they put this thing around your arm and then the needle goes in, you don't really feel it. And then they just like tap your hand and it goes a bit cold and then you're out. And the next thing you know is you're like woken up in a different room. It's honestly nothing to worry about. Like it's so fine. I feel like I was the most nervous about that, like over anything, and it was like fine. And I was texting Yaz because she was having her tonsils taken out, and I was just saying like, honestly, it will be like a fever dream. You will feel like it didn't even exist. Like it's so weird because you're so out of it. It will be over in literally 2 seconds, like literally 2 seconds. And also the next thing you know, you'll be home and you'll be looking back at it like, what the hell just happened? Like it doesn't feel real because you're so like out of it. So there's nothing to worry about. The next question is, how much did it cost? So I already answered this in my podcast. If you guys don't know, I have a podcast called Growing Up and Sometimes Down with my best friend, and it's like a hot seat challenge. So Liv had to ask me questions that I didn't want to answer, and that was one of the questions. It's not that I didn't want to answer, I just haven't answered it yet. And I just gave like a bracket of like how much it cost because it is really confusing. Obviously I paid for the whole thing myself. So I remember paying about 5 or 6 towards my surgeon for like actually doing the nose. That went to them. And then I had a bill for my hospital room. I think that was about 1.4, but obviously that like covers the room, their like service. I got lunch, like they were all so nice. It was about £60 for all my medication, which I didn't even end up using most of it because it made me so ill. I think that was it. So I think it's around 6 to 8 grand, and that is quite common for a rhinoplasty in the UK. They normally range from like 6 to maybe up to like 10 depending on how much you get done. But I do know that if you go to Turkey you can get it a lot cheaper, but I didn't end up doing that. So yeah. Somebody said, would you ever get anything else done? No. Everyone obviously has their different taste and what they like and the look that they like for themselves, but I really don't like the fake look on me. I just don't think it would suit me at all. Like if I was to get filler or anything, I think I would just look weird, and I just quite like the natural look, like natural kind of makeup, and I just wanted it to look like it was me. And I feel like if I was to get anything else done, I mean I can't really think of anything else like on my face, but I don't have any desire to get anything else done. Somebody said, where did you get it done? Like did you have to go abroad? Because I know a lot of people go to Turkey. So I went to London because that's like right on my doorstep. So I went to London, and specifically Harley Street, because I know that they're the best for pretty much any type of surgery. They're really, really good, and a lot of the doctors are really renowned over there. So that is where I went. The majority of the doctors that I went to see were on Harley Street. The doctor that I was meant to have my surgery with cancelled, and then found my other surgeon. He was on Harley Street as well. pretty much, yeah, every single surgeon I saw was on Harley Street, and I ended up getting my surgery. It was somewhere near Marylebone, I can't remember exactly. I did actually see one doctor who did this like package where he had his office in London, but then you'd fly out to Turkey with him for a weekend and get the nose job and come back. And I was considering it because he was a really, really good doctor. Like, the results looked really nice, but I was just like, I just feel like that's a lot. Okay, so this is a big question. I've got this question so many times. So, who was my surgeon? My surgeon was Miss Lydia Badia, and she works alongside Charles East for Rhinoplasty London. And I didn't want to put it in my other video before because I wanted to check with her that she was okay with me putting it out there, because obviously my other video was quite negative. And I spoke to her and she was like, no, I think that other video was really good because you've got to show the reality behind it. So she was understanding and she was like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. And she was incredible. She was so friendly from the start. Like, with every other surgeon I went to, I always had this off feeling, and I was just so desperate to get it done that I was willing to like ignore that. And that's what happened with the first person that I was meant to get it done with. I just always felt like something wasn't right, and if you feel like something's not right, it's so worth waiting it out and finding someone else. Like, you don't want to be going into an operation where you're just like completely vulnerable to the situation with someone that you feel like isn't going to support you in the way that you need to be supported. And she also made me feel so at ease. And a really important thing also is the way that they are going to change your nose, because every surgeon, even though you tell them the exact same thing and what you want changed, they'll give you a different outcome, and they normally edit your nose on like a screen and show you what it's going to look like as much as they can. And she was the only person that when she did my edit of how she wanted to like change, not she wanted to, but how she would change my nose, I was like, that is perfect. Like, that is what I've been looking for all along. I literally said that to her. I was like, that is what I've been wanting this whole time. Like, it's just perfect. Okay, so I think I'm running out of time to answer any more questions, but if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and then head over to my Instagram and DM me and just say, Evie, part 2 please, because annoyingly I still don't have comments on my YouTube videos. So head over to my Instagram and let me know over there. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful and could take something from this, maybe if you're looking into a rhinoplasty. And yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications by clicking the bell, and follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Oh baby, I love your